Wow, wow, wow. What is going on with our club? We have just witnessed an absolute demolition of our side at home in London Stadium against Liverpool. 4-1 defeat. What's left really to talk about? Has Bilic got to go now? I mean, surely he's got to go. Welcome back to our channel. We are depressed as usual. We are on the craziest roller coaster, but currently it's not working and it needs a lot of maintenance, and there is no one out there to maintain our roller coaster. So welcome back to our channel. I'm joined by Rich. Rich, thoughts? Go for it. Just give us a quick brief.
Mate, how are you, by the way? Nice to chat to you again.
Yeah.
I'm not even angry anymore. I'm genuinely just so upset and so heartbroken to see my club in the state it's in. I've been a West Ham fan all my life, and I've seen us get relegated, but the state we're in at the moment is as toxic as it ever has been. No identity. We showed signs of decent football in patches, but was not consistent enough, and we've been steamrolled. We haven't lost 2-1 and put up a fight. We've been absolutely steamrolled again. So yeah, it's just, I'm heartbroken more than anything, and we need to change it. We need to change it. Something has to change.
It's another defeat this season. It's another defeat at home, and it's a heavy defeat at home, Rich. I mean, how much more as West Ham fans can we take after so much stuff that's happened over the past couple of years, with the move, with the promises? Everything's just false promises, with the tactical decisions that's going on at our club, with the signings that we're making, and the defeats. I mean, they're not just 2-1 defeats, they're not 1-0 defeats, they're 3-0, they're 4-1, they're 5-0, they're 5-1. There's just a lot of goals getting conceded at London Stadium. I mean, let's just go on to it. The team selection, what was your thoughts on the team selection when you seen it?
Wasn't chuffed, to be honest. And I'm going to go into this in more detail as we chat about it. I cannot understand for the life of me how Mark Noble still has any part to play in our starting lineup. And we've been saying this for months and months and months. He had a half decent second half performance against Spurs, and for that reason he's suddenly back in our starting lineup and everything's fine again. He should not be playing. His time's done. He's done. He shouldn't even have the chance to. He can be in our squad, but he cannot be in the starting lineup. Simple as that. More than anything, I just think the West Ham fans deserve more.
Yeah.
It's the manner of the defeat. West Ham fans are as passionate as they come. They are as loyal as they come. They will watch the team through thick, through thin, whether we get relegated, whether we have a top 7 finish. But it's the manner of the defeats. There are ways to lose, and this season, more than anything, we are just getting battered and battered and battered. And the question you posed, how much longer can we take this? Not much longer at all.
Yeah.
Something's got to change now, because fans are reaching their absolute boiling point, and something's got to give.
Yeah. Rich, first half points I want to talk about is, in actual fact, I don't even think Liverpool played particularly well in the first half, which is the thing that concerned me the most, is the fact that we were at home and we could have taken advantage of that, considering that they've not been playing that well, especially in their defence. And we just did the absolute opposite. We didn't have any energy. I'm not putting this down to fitness, I'm putting this down to the players, because I tell you something right now, a lot of those players tonight were disgraceful. Were disgraceful to our club, the way that they performed, the way they have been performing for our club. Because for me, they're not trying. There's players out there that are, but there's other players that aren't, and you can't maximise whatever the good players are doing in our side. There's 11 players out there, and there's Bilic on the sidelines, and there's I don't even know, 50-odd thousand fans watching the game, millions watching at home, and it's so blatant to the eye to see that the players are not playing for that club. They're not playing for the manager. And it's like, as you said, Rich, it's more than anger now. It's just, I'm past it. I'm just so fed up. It's a victory tonight wouldn't have really would have lifted spirits to a certain extent, but painting over the cracks. There's so many cracks to be painted, yeah. and unfortunately, it's just, I don't know what we can do moving forward. Unfortunately, because I tell you something, in the first half, like I said, Liverpool were playing awful. We were playing awful. We didn't press them again. We stopped pressing. We are the most bipolar team, as it's been mentioned. We are up 1 minute, down the next minute. We didn't even have a pocket of decent play in the first half, in my opinion, because it wasn't enough. There wasn't enough there. Maybe they passed the ball a couple of times, but the ball went back, they just didn't care. They just didn't care. And if we go on to the first goal for when Salah scored it on the counter attack, what were your thoughts on that, Rich?
Disappointing, because we know how ruthless Liverpool are on the counter attack. Obviously, we've had a corner. Lanzini whips it in. One criticism, a major criticism I have of Fernandes there, you just have to be professional there and make a professional foul. You know Sadio Mane's got gas. You know Mohamed Salah's got gas. Just take him out. Take the yellow card. Unfortunately, he hasn't gone forward, and he hasn't tracked back immediately. He's kind of just stood his ground.
Rich, the best way to explain it is he shat his pants. He
looked
at the players coming towards him. He had a chance to go and get that ball, and one of the Liverpool players nicked the ball away from him because he turned his back in the fear. Now, I don't blame that. That's, as you said, it's either a professional foul or you literally commit to the tackle, because you absolutely know 100% that Liverpool are key in the counter attack. And if you don't make that tackle, because I think if you'd have made 100% effort to get that ball, he would have got that ball. Where they got into Rose Ed, the fans wouldn't have cared, because that's what flipped the game instantly. Both teams weren't playing that well, and that's all they needed was a counter-attack option. And he was left 3-on-1. It was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It was an absolute no-brainer. There was nothing. I think the commentator had said something beforehand. Unfortunately, I couldn't go to the game, so the commentator had said something beforehand by saying we've sent all our 3 centre-halves up there to challenge the Liverpool defence. But I tell you what, when you've got a player like Fernandes sitting back and he's shitting himself to make a tackle, because he is shitting himself to make a tackle. I've seen him do it a few times this season. Yeah, he plays up when we're playing well, and he's a good player. But it's just when there's other players sitting in our youth development team, and I'm seeing players like Fernandes getting a start in our club, I'm so frustrated. And I'm not blaming this defeat on one player. I'm not doing that. But for that goal, that's something that's just so disappointing and so frustrating.
Yeah, we're very susceptible to counter-attacks. It's happened a couple of times this season. I think we've got to learn. I look at Noble's positioning for the first goal. He was nowhere really for the first goal. When the corner comes in, he's not on the edge of the box waiting for a knockdown, and he's not going into the box to try and score.
Yeah.
He was kind of just in the middle of nowhere, on the side of the box, not blocking any potential counter-attack that was going to come through. And then moving on to the second goal, which is one that really, really annoyed me, because for one, Andre Ayew is at the near post. The ball's coming from the corner. He is so slow to react to that ball coming in. Anything in and around that near post, he has got to make his own, and he's got to deal with. Whether he clears into Rosette, as you mentioned, but he was too slow. Joe Hart makes a save. I don't know what Noble's doing as well. With I think it might have taken a slight deflection onto Noble. Hart's made a good save, and then we 2-0 down. It's just the manner of the goals.
Rich, the manner of
Liverpool
the goal,
aren't
like you
doing
said,
anything to score.
You make a valid point there, but then if the ball gets past the first man on the box, you're supposed to have the backup option of your players in the 6-yard line. And what you notice was it Matip, I can't even pronounce his name, scored the goal, but behind him was Firmino, unmarked. Absolutely unmarked in the 6-yard line. So in actual fact, I don't really particularly
There were 2
blame.
or 3 of them unmarked.
Yeah, I don't blame Ayew at the front of the thing. Yeah, you want him to clear the ball, but there should be 2 or 3 men behind him. And I do not. Do you know what? I just put my head down in shame because I couldn't even look at the replay, because I was like, what are these guys doing? What are they doing? It's just simple football for me. It's just simple marking. It comes from our coach is a defender. Our coach is a defender. There's coaching people in that team that's a defender. What is going on at our club? Because I tell you something right now, I do to this day, and I'm still going to say it, I feel absolutely, if I was Winston Reid, I'd be pissed off. Now, I'm not saying he had a great game today. I'm absolutely not saying he had a great game today, because I don't think he did. But I tell you what, it's like very small amount of times he doesn't play well, but he's always got to cover for that defence. He's always got to cover for that defence. Ogbonna today, again, was disgustingly out of position all the time. When he gets the ball, he panics, he doesn't know what to do, and he fears anyone coming towards him. He just tries to get rid of the ball as quickly as possible. He can't keep his head up and look and see where it is. I don't know how this man has been an international footballer for Italy, to be honest, but then I suppose anyone can get a cap for the Italian national team. So so frustrating for me. The second goal the heads went down for the team. They were already down. No energy.
As soon as the second goal went in, we literally got the stuff being knocked straight out of us.
Yeah.
Going back to your point with Reid, I think you're spot on there. He must be so frustrated, and you're right. He didn't have the greatest game today. No one did, but he hasn't had a stable centre back partnership or a right back and a left back that he can rely on. He's got Kyoto playing at right back. Bless him, he's trying to play right back. He's out of position. He hates playing right back. You've got Cresswell, who we know can whip and crosses, but again, he's suspect defending, and I'll highlight that for the third goal.
And on your point on Kouyaté, how anyone can sit there and have a dig at Kouyaté, yeah, he's a professional footballer, but this man has played as a forward, as a centre midfielder, as a right winger, as a right back, as a centre half. It's not his fault, guys. It's not his fault. We're lucky to have a player of his ability. Play him to his advantage and we'll do okay, in my opinion. Well, with a better squad around him, but do you know what, Rich? We could talk about the first half all day long, or we could just talk about how negative things are. But if we move into the second half, and substitution was made, and it was Caro, and for me it was the right time to bring Caro on.
Absolutely.
A straight swap for Fernandes, and yeah, straight away he caused havoc. He did. He absolutely did. And to be honest, do you know what? West Ham aren't playing with consistency in their team just now, with their team selections, with their formations, and maybe having Caro off the bench, don't know, maybe it was the wrong decision, maybe he should have started, I don't know, but anyway, he came on, he caused havoc in their defence instantly, and then we had that great goal from Lanzini. Special mention to Ayew again, like that guy did run his socks off again today. He didn't have his best of games, but he did run his socks off again today, and then when he was put out in the wing, he thought, you know what, I'm staying on this in this team today, and he crossed that ball in, and how Lanzini took that ball and scored that goal was fantastic. But do you know what, I'm sorry for talking on here, but what a waste, because 57 seconds later, our defence, our midfield, everything went to pot again, and Oxlade-Chamberlain, with a deflected shot in the 6-yard box, he's saved from Joe Hart with no one there clearing it again. Just terrible.
Oh mate, it's gut wrenching, because we get a goal, we halve the deficit, suddenly the stadium's back on our side, the atmosphere is bubbling, the lads are going again, and we have been undone by a basic Goal again. You know, it's not like they're scoring worldies. It's not like Liverpool are playing magnificent football. They are bang average at the moment. They really have been.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I just want to highlight third goal. Ball gets played over. Cresswell gets sucked in. We had 3 guys going to 1 player. We left Oxlade-Chamberlain. Great save from Joe Hart. Comes back. You know what? To be fair, I think Oxlade-Chamberlain's very lucky to score that goal.
Yeah.
But one thing that keeps happening with West Ham, and we're so susceptible to it, is any player who needs a performance, who needs a goal, who do you play? You play West Ham, and you're almost guaranteed to score. And it just happens to us every time.
Absolutely.
And only West Ham could shoot ourselves in the foot after getting back into the game. It's such a West Ham thing to do, to go and concede a third goal. Rich, very disappointing.
Very quickly we move on again to the Salah second goal, and he was just unmarked. He was completely unmarked in the box. He was inside our 18-yard box at an angle, unmarked. Ball flew through to him, and bang, he just slotted it in the bottom corner. Like, it's just, do you know what? I'm reading some stuff here online, and I was listening to some of the commentators, and one of them said the following comment: awful, passive, no heart, no passion, no desire, no team, no communication, no responsibility. How accurate does that have our West Ham right now? How accurate is that?
It's completely accurate. You know, we can chat about it till the cows come home, really, but we know how toxic the club is at the moment. It's horrifically toxic. Going into that fourth goal, I just wanted to mention one thing. I was chatting with my brother during the game, and he's going, Kouyaté, you know, for me, Kouyaté shouldn't be playing right back in the first place. And my brother said, because everyone got sucked in and they left Salah out wide on the left-hand side. And I'm going, as much as Kouyaté shouldn't be playing right back, and he's not used to playing right back, as a professional footballer, you have got to pick up your man. That's basics. I don't care if you're a striker playing right back. Kouyaté, he got absolutely sucked in. He left Salah out wide. And that's something he should have, for me, he's got to do better there. I know he's playing out of position, but that's just basic. We got sucked in. Ball gets played right to Salah. Beautiful finish. Simple, basic errors that we keep making game week after game week.
Yeah.
Nothing's changing. Same old West Ham at the moment.
Yeah. It's so disheartening, but I tell you something, right, Rich, like, give any one of our fans a minute on that football park, whether we're overweight, whether we're underweight, whether we've got one leg, whether we've got one finger, one hand, no head, no torso, whatever, you're going to throw everything at that game. I'm going to bring something else up that really frustrated me as well. The substitution from with Marko Arnautovic okay, fair play. He needs to be kind of brought back into the side. Thought he started to have some decent build-up play. What I found was a couple of the balls went into the box were actually really good balls. Hernandez was starting to get some service for the first time.
Yeah.
70th minute comes, we substitute for a player that doesn't even want to be at our club. Now I'll tell you something, yeah, he can score some goals when he's there, but Hernandez is warming up. He is warming up and he needs to be on that park, and I don't care if it would have made a difference or not. For me, and that was for me during that game, that was the final decision for me. Was like, what are you doing, Slav? Like, I love you, Slaven Bilic, but you need to leave our club because the board don't back you and they piss me off as they piss off everyone. Like, what are they?
Yeah,
do you know what, Rich? Here's a question for you. You own our club and you're sitting watching that week in, week out for the past 3 years. What are you going to do? If you support our football club, what do you do?
Simple. You've got to make a change.
Yeah.
Simple as that. It's not rocket science. It's really not rocket science. Mate. I literally, as you mentioned with the Sacco thing, that just for me is the final nail in the coffin. As you said, that just really highlights the dire position we are in as a football club. Because can you imagine any other football club allowing a player that said categorically that he does want to play for the club, he wants to leave, but no, we'll continue to play him and we'll take off a striker that's giving us all for the club, that we've spent 16 million on, that's probably our best finish at the club. That just highlights for me the absolute shambles of a club we are at the moment, from board all the way through. And don't get me started on the board, because then that's a whole nother debate, and oh my gosh, I have so much hate for them.
Yeah.
That's
and
another
you know what?
discussion.
A lot of people go on about saying, I mean, I don't know, I'd love to see some proper numbers if you were talking about our board. I know this isn't about our board. Well, it is. It stems from them, it starts from them, and it is finishing with them. They're watching our club be destroyed week in, week out. They've given Bilic no other option but to pretty much just, he's gone, his head's gone, he doesn't want to be there. He can't be
He has to resign.
He's not back. He has to resign.
If he doesn't get sacked, he's got to walk.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, exactly.
And unfortunately, they're going to make him walk because they are too cheap to pay him out.
Yeah.
It's sad, really.
Proper cheapskates that want to line their own pockets, and that's exactly what they are doing. They are ruining our club from top to bottom. God, social media's gone crazy this week about their 7-year plan. 7 years are up. Thanks for the Champions League. Not. Like, you've relegated us once, you're probably going to relegate us again. Like, oh my God.
And mate, I can almost guarantee you that there's so much rubbish going on behind the scenes that Bilic has had to deal with.
Yeah.
If he had to come out and let the fans know what's been said between him and the board, what they've promised him and what they haven't delivered on, I bet you we'd be horrified. But because Bilic is the bigger man, he's literally taking it. He's a scapegoat, and he is getting absolutely bombarded. Everything that goes wrong with our club gets aimed at Bilic, and our owners at the top are sitting there laughing it off, watching our fans suffer week in, week out, watching our players give absolutely nothing. It's just a joke.
Though, Rich, I do believe that they like our club and support our club, but I think money has taken over their care for
absolutely.
our club, and that's all they really are interested in anymore. So a loss or the Premier League income and the BT money and the Sky Sports money and the players leaving and the players coming in, like, we're not stupid. Like, you're making money from our club, you've got high interest loans to us, so we're not stupid. But tell you what, we should do a show, and maybe we'll put a show out this week regarding our feelings and thoughts towards the owners. It can be just a dedicated show towards the owners, a gift of the gab. We'll get some guys on and we'll do that. But disheartening defeat today, Rich. No positives. Do you know what? Bilic, we're sitting here probably looking at our phones. All West Ham fans are looking at their phones or looking online, waiting for the announcement. Bilic has walked or he's been sacked. Is it inevitable now? We're going into a break. We're not playing for another 15 days, I think it is. So, what happens? Will Bilic be the manager for the Watford game?
It's so difficult to answer because, as you said, they've either got to sack him or he's got to walk. Now, if that does happen, we won't get a manager in that time. I can almost guarantee you, because
there's rumours kicking about David Moyes on a 6-month contract.
Please no. Like, I also saw that, and if that had to happen, wow, I would rather take Avram Grant, and that's literally saying something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if David Moyes had to come in, I think that would drive all West Ham fans absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So I personally, I don't think he will be in charge. I almost believe we'll have an interim guy come in, whether it be, I don't know, Julian Dix have to take the ropes or the assistant. But I don't believe Bilic will be there.
I'm going to tell you something. This is probably going to highlight our whole situation with the board. But should Bilic go, whether he's sacked or what, and they bring in a 6-month replacement, that's not good enough for me. I don't care if they're holding off for something big for next year. It's not good enough for me. They're 7 years too late with all their promises and bullshit. We're not stupid. I want them to go out hardcore. They're not going to do it, but I want them to go out and get someone that we want in that club. So
who though? And that's the question.
I know, but they're like I don't know. Well, I do know. I know there's names I would like, but I tell you what, we'll do another show on who we want to come in if it happens. But yeah, let's get. I mean, Rich, final thoughts on the Liverpool game today. You've saved a fortune. You've saved a fortune not travelling over from South Africa for this one. I've saved a fortune from not travelling from Scotland for this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are.
So
and the thing is, we're here to stay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. One thing you'll get with West Ham fans, and it's blatantly obvious, we'll stick by our club through thick and thin, no matter what. I don't care what happens to our club. I don't care if we end up dropping down to League Two, but that will never happen, of course. But one thing we know is we are diehard fans all around the world that will follow our club over land and sea. It's more than anything. This was I'm not upset about us losing. It's another loss. So what? It was Liverpool anyway. It's not a guarantee we're going to get something against them. It's just the state of our club at the moment that really hurts me. Yeah, it's the state of our club from board all the way through, as you mentioned. That's what's really getting to me, and that's what's really upsetting me at the moment, and it's heartbreaking, really.
Yeah. Well, guys, that sums up our West Ham Liverpool experience today, which has not been great. Unfortunately, it's not. Make sure you leave some comments below. Subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, and subscribe to our channel because you've got a chance of winning the third top, the blue one, signed by the full current squad. Albeit if things keep going the way they're going, I'm not sure many of you will want to win it, but it's still a great prize thanks to our partners at Umbro. Yeah. So please make sure you follow them as well on Twitter. Final thoughts, Rich? Anything to say? No, or is that as done?
I think that's done. Maybe in the week we'll have a gift of the gab, and for anyone that wants to tune in and watch that, that video will be coming out soon. So yeah, that's something we can add.
West Ham fans, remember this channel was designed for everyone to get involved, so please get in contact if you want to get involved and come on the show. 100%. We're more than welcoming most West Ham fans, so all West Ham fans, so get involved. Bye.